So, good afternoon, student. So, today we are going to see processing of ceramics. Okay, so we will start with processing of ceramic. So, let us first of all see what is meant by ceramic. Okay, so ceramic is a metal or semi metal and one or more non metals, combination of one or more non metals. So examples are clay, silica, glass. So these are the various examples of ceramic. Okay, so important examples can be listed as silica, as I told you earlier, silicon dioxide, that is SiO2. Okay, so this is the main ingredient in most of the glass products that we have found. Okay, so all of you know that. So this is the uh, ingredient of ceramic. Okay, silica is the ingredient of ceramic. Okay, next example is alumina, Al2O3. Okay, so that also we have seen during our first chapter. Al2O3 is used in various abrasive machining operations, so that will also come under ceramic. Okay, so it is used in various applications from abrasive to artificial bones. So we have already seen that Al2O3 aluminum oxide is used in grinding operation, that is abrasive machining operation. So it is also used in artificial bones, creating artificial bones. Now next example could be a more complex component such as hydrous aluminum silicate. Okay, so this is the main ingredient in most of the clay products. Okay, so various products we are going to see in next ppts. Hmm. So this is the various these are the various examples of ceramic. So probably you have got the fair idea what is really ceramic. Okay, so in the next slide you can see the different applications. So to begin with the introduction of ceramics, it is the metallic or non-metallic materials which are not suitable for certain engineering applications. For example, the applications or the examples could be electrical insulator to be used at high temperature. So the insulators which are used at high temperature, so that are made of ceramics. Okay, so again I will come back to the definition: metallic and non-metallic materials. Okay, so which are not useful for engineering application, so in that case we can use the ceramic products. Example could be electrical insulator. Another example we see in our domestic purpose or domestic applications, floor tiles. Okay, so these floor tiles which used to resist the spills, scuffings and abrasion. So these particular tiles are the part of ceramics. Okay, another example that we can see in our home, the transparent baking dish. So they are also made of ceramics. Okay, so these are the various examples of ceramic. Okay, so now I think you got a fair idea about various applications or various products of ceramics that are used. So now for such applications we need materials that have been properties such as high temperature strength, hardness, inertness to chemicals, food, resistance to wear and corrosion. Few of such materials are ceramic, glass, graphite, diamond. So the ceramic products that have various properties, like they withstand to the high strength, high temperature strength. So they withstand high temperature, they have fair hardness, they are inert to chemicals, so we can use for storing foods. Then they have resistance to wear and corrosion. They do not wear, or they do not corrosion. They do not corrode. So that's why they are used in various applications. And we have seen in earlier slide that various materials are ceramics, glass, graphite, diamond. Okay, so you can go through the slide so that you can read it properly. So I will wait here for a while so that student can go through the slides, or they can read it properly. Okay, so here we have discussed various examples, what is mean by ceramics, what are its properties. So next slide. Ceramics, so they are compound of metallic and non-metallic elements that we have seen. Now let us see the history of ceramics. Now the word ceramic, that comes from the Greek word keramos, which has a meaning of potter's clay. Okay, and keramikos meanings it is a clay products. Okay, so it was discovered in Greece. Okay, so among the oldest of raw material used for making ceramics is clay. So the most commonly given example is kaolin. So it is a Chinese word. Okay, so the clay products that uh, probably you have seen in your day-to-day life, so that is the ceramic. Okay, so now major raw materials for ceramic that are found in nature are flint. So it is a rock which is composed of very fine grained silica, which is called as flint. Then SiO2, silicon dioxide. Then feldspar. So it is a crystalline material that is found in mines. Okay, which consist of aluminum silicates, potassium, and calcium or sodium. So it is combination of all these things. So these are the main raw materials of ceramic. Okay, so here we have seen then various raw material that will come under ceramic. Okay, next. Next is properties of ceramic materials. So some properties we have seen in the earlier slide, that it has high hardness, then it has very good electrical and thermal insulating property. They are chemically stable, or you can say they are inert. Okay, so and they have also got the high melting temperatures. They withstand high melting temperatures. Apart from this, they are brittle. Okay, and they don't have ductility. Okay, so we cannot draw wire from the ceramic material, and they are very brittle. So if there is any impact, then they will break into pieces. Okay, so they can cause problems in both processing and performance of ceramic products due to property of brittleness and ductility. Okay, uh, now some ceramics are transparent. Okay, the examples could be the window glass, which is made of silica. So this is the particular example which is of transparent type. Okay, so these are the some properties of ceramic materials. Then various ceramic products apart from the products that we have seen earlier. So you can see a wide range here. uh, First one is the clay construction products, which includes bricks, then clay pipes and building tile. Okay, So the manufacturing process we are going to see in our upcoming slides. So just try to understand the various products or various applications of ceramic. Then apart from these clay construction products, there are also another uh, application is refractory ceramics, where ceramics are capable of withstanding high temperature applications such as furnace walls, crucibles, and molds. So due to its ability to withstand high temperature, they can be, rather they are used in furnace walls, crucibles, and molds. Okay. So next category of application includes cement, which are used in concrete. So it is used for construction and road, and all of you know that. Then next category is that we use in our day-to-day life household applications, which includes pottery, stoneware, okay, fine china material, tableware, or mixture of clay and other minerals, so that we use in our home in our day-to-day life. So this is the various range of products which are made of ceramic. Okay, so can we go for next slide? Yes, yes, anybody? Okay, so till now you have understood what is meant by ceramic, what are the different ingredients, what are the different properties, what are the different products. Yes, everybody. Yes. Okay. Okay, can we go for next slide? Okay, fine. Okay, so there is another range of products that we are going to see in this slide is ceramic insulators. So applications include electrical transmission components like spark plugs and more microelectronic chip. So ceramics are also used in spark plugs. So the outer cover you can see, white outer cover, that is of ceramic. Okay, so they are also used in microelectronic chip due to its insulation property. Then there are magnetic ceramics. Example could be computer memories. So in that particular component, ceramic is used. Okay. Next application is nuclear fuel based on uranium oxide. This is another application. And last one is the bioceramics. Oh, okay. So in medical field, artificial teeth and artificial bones, they are manufactured by using ceramic material. Okay, so these are the various applications or products of ceramics. Next one. Now let us come to the basic categories of ceramics. Okay, so ceramics is divided into three basic categories. So let us see one by one. So the first one is traditional ceramic. Second category is new ceramic, and third category is glasses. So we are going to see one by one. First one, let us see the first one, traditional ceramic. So traditional ceramic, uh, under that, various clay products such as pottery, bricks, common abrasives, and cement. So that will come under traditional ceramic. Okay. So the next category is new ceramics. So here there are some recent development is there. So due to the recent development, new products or new technologies added. So due to that, more recently developed sides, carbides, etc. are invented, and they will come under new ceramics. And it also includes the generally processing mechanical or physical properties which has superior or unique features which are with compare that are compared with traditional ceramics. So that is the difference between new ceramics. So due to the new technology evolved, new products has been explored. uh, it has found that mechanical and physical properties that are unique or that are superior than the traditional ceramics, and these particular products can be used in oxides and carbides. And the last category or the third category is glasses. So as all of you know that it is composed of silica, and basically they are distinguished by their non-crystalline structure. Okay, so in additional to glass ceramics, glasses transform into largely crystalline structure by using heat treatment. Okay, so glasses, there is a separate chapter in this, and we are going to see the glasses in our next slides. So now these are the three basic categories of ceramics that we have seen. Okay. Next, now we are going to see the raw materials for traditional ceramics. Okay, now we have seen the three basic categories. Now let us try to understand the raw materials required for all these three categories. So now first of all, we have seen the traditional ceramics. So now let us see what are the various types of raw material required for traditional ceramics. Everybody is clear? Yes, everybody. Yes, hello. I'm clearly audible, and so far you have understood all the things. Yes. Okay. Okay. So next thing is raw materials for. Okay. 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 So next thing is raw material for traditional ceramics. So it includes mineral silicates such as clays of various compositions, then silica, which is also known as quartz, that you know. So these are the these are the various components or composition which are used in mineral silicate, and this silica or quartz, this it is abundant substance that is found in nature. Okay, so this is one of the raw material used for traditional ceramic. Another is alumina. So another material Al2O3. So that is the another raw material that is used in traditional ceramic. And the solid Okay. So again, I repeat, raw material of traditional. We here we have to see what are the different raw materials that are used in ceramics. Okay. So here, uh, silica, which is also known as quartz. Okay, and it is mostly available in nature or abundantly available substance in nature. So that is used as a material, raw material for ceramic. Okay, so another raw material used is alumina, Al2, available in abundant substance. It is also abundant substance in nature. So these are the two raw materials and alumina. Are you able to hear me? Yes. Hello. 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 Okay. So now, okay, clay. Okay, voice is breaking. Okay. So clay, which is also called as, or it has fine particles of silicate. Okay, kaolin. So which consists of fine particles of hydrous aluminum. So when clay is mixed with water, clay becomes which can take any form depending upon the dye. Okay, and it is molded, which is also known as firing. It can be shaped very